What's going on, guys? Chaos here, bringing you another video, and today we've got a different kind of video. It's not going to be an update video, it's not going to be a typical day of game battles, although I want to say thank you for all the support that you guys have been showing on those kind of videos. Today we are going to be talking about being a good teammate. Now, I spoke about this vaguely a couple of weeks ago about what's considered the standards of competitive Call of Duty. There are certain things that you need to know before you even consider getting into a competitive team. That's like hardpoint rotations, how to play aggressive, how to be defensive, what role you need to be on, and callouts. Those are the 5 standards of Call of Duty, competitively at least. But being a good teammate is completely a different thing. Now you can go ahead and you can learn all the standards of Call of Duty, and you can, revise them, become a master at them. But one thing that will make you stand out from the rest of everything and everyone is being a good teammate. Now, being a good teammate is not as easy as it sounds. I understand that there's going to be people that bother you, but obviously you have to find a certain team that's going to let you be pretty much yourself but allows you to be a good teammate. So what is it to be a good teammate? Well, I'll sort of split this down into different segments and I'll discuss on each segment as we come to it. The first segment is being friendly, working well with someone. This is something that's completely underrated. Now, some people say, oh, 4 guys who are really good at Call of Duty can win any tournament. And I'm one of those people who have to disagree, because I've won far more tournaments with a team that I've long-term teamed with, rather than just someone I've thrown together and, just gone up against a tournament and sort of won it. Obviously, sometimes it works out, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you can be in a team and you will eventually prevail. You will, come out with your good Call of Duty skill and you'll just sort of naturally work well together. But ultimately, having a good chemistry and being good friends in a team, it means a lot more than just 4 really good Call of Duty players. I mean, you could argue that, this perhaps is the key for, say, Optic's success. The fact that these guys have teamed for almost a year and a bit now. These guys have been sticking together for a while, and, they just know how they play, and that's because they've had high chemistry. They have their Optic Scuff House, and they're working really well together, not just because they're all 4 of them are really good at Call of Duty, which is a good thing, but the fact that they work well together because they're all friendly and all good teammates and good friends in that. Obviously, like I said at the start, there are going to be people that's going to bother you, and there are going to be people that, you can't really work well together just because of the nature of how they are, and the nature of, how you are and how you react to different things. But overall, it's all about being friendly and working well together. On the other hand, there are certain times that perhaps a friendship will let you down, and that's arguments and debates. And that brings me on to the next thing of when to have an argument and how to be in an argument. Now this seems a bit like a vague thing, like you need to be good at being in an argument? That doesn't sound right. Well, in a sense, you're right. It does make no sense. You need to be good at being in an argument. But you also have to consider the aggression that you bring to an argument. Now let me explain a little bit. If you're in an argument, if you're with your teammate and you're debating whether you should have, perhaps if you lost a game and it was all down to either like a bad rotation or the players aren't picking up the kills, perhaps instead of like in an argument going, oh, you suck, you should have just done this, you should have known that, you're a bad player, you're stuff like that, that's not going to help them, okay? That's not you debating, that's you just firing shots. Perhaps you should go around the way of, instead of like just saying they're really bad, just say perhaps next time you perhaps consider rotating a little bit earlier, or improving your gun skill for next time and stuff like that, rather than just taking firing shots. Because I've been in several arguments where we've been friendly, we've been having a small argument, perhaps we should rotate or something like that, but all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, they're taking personal shots. It's like, oh, it's because you're from Scotland, you don't understand how things work, and you play all different ways, and it's just a weird. And some people say, oh, 4 eyes, and because you got glasses, and I'm just sitting there thinking, what? Bro, we are playing Call of Duty. We ain't in a playground insult match, for God's sake, man. I mean, keep the topic on point. Don't need to take personal shots at me. And I've been in several arguments like that, and you know, that really bothers me. Because of course, people are taking firing shots, you know, and that just ends up leading to an unfriendly argument where now we're just basically insulting each other consistently. And that's not exactly what you really want. But I also said at the start of this little segment is when to have these arguments. You need to have these debates and arguments and or discussions or whatever you want to call them before or after a match, okay? I've had so many teams where we've argued during the match. Now, even with this team that I'm currently teaming with on Team Relentless, we have had arguments mid-match. Can I just stress the importance of not having an argument during a match? The reason is, if you have an argument in a match, you may as well just put your controller down and just stop playing. Because there is no way you're going to win. Because you're arguing with each other. Arguments leads to people getting angry, and the angrier you get, the worse you're going to play. You know, you're going to start playing really bad, your mind's going to be clouded, your judgment's just going to be off, and you know, you're just going to tense up, and all of a sudden, you're now on the losing side of the team. And you don't want to be doing that. So, you want to have your arguments during, I'm saying all the wrong words here. You don't want to have an argument mid-match. That's basically what I'm trying to say. However, obviously, sometimes a little thing called an ego comes into play. Which is my next segment, which is, if you have an ego, get rid of it. Because the bigger your ego, the worse you're going to be, and the more hated you're going to be. I'm not going to name any names. You know who you are. If you have a massive ego, deal with it, okay? If you have an ego saying, I am the best, and you genuinely mean, oh yeah, I'm the best, the chances are you excel in one game. Yeah, good job. What do you want? A sticker? You know, there's so many, and if you don't know what an ego is, it's basically like overconfidence in yourself. And egos play a huge part. If you have an ego, like I said, get rid of it. It's not going to do you any good. And obviously, if you want to become a better teammate, having an ego is going to cause, you know, that brings us to the, back to the second segment. If you have an ego, that's usually where arguments start, is oh, I'm the best. You know, you're not the best, okay? You're on an amateur pro team. Suck it up. You don't need to, you know, bring your talent into this argument. Just bring your judgment. And on that note, that now brings us off of the argument, ego side of things, and more into the actual gameplay, you know, how to be a better teammate in-game. Because, of course, a lot of the time, a lot of people are going to be good teammates outside of the game, but in the game, they're not going to be very good. What I mean by this is, if you are in-game, and you're having a struggle, so perhaps, like, in this gameplay, you know, we're having struggles and callouts, the last thing we want that teammates want to be hearing is, oh, I'm getting joked here. This host sucks. The amount of teams I have literally shouted and screamed at for saying, we want callouts, okay? Get that in your head if you want to do competitive anything. Say what needs to be said, not what people don't want to hear. Okay, if I'm in the middle of, if I'm, for example, on this gameplay, and you know, I'm, you know, in the hill, and I've got all my teammates around me, and they're all getting outslayed, I want to know where they are. Okay, say for this hill, I want, and there's people up top greenhouse. I want people to say, oh, they're coming top greenhouse. They might come front, or they might drop down. I do not want to hear, oh, he just 3-bulleted me. Oh, God's sake. I'm now dead. Who's top greenhouse? Like, dude, like seriously, you could have just told me that. I don't need to. I don't care if he's 3-bulleted you. Okay, the chances are you've just missed your shots. Okay, that's probably how you've gotten joked out. You haven't just been 3-bulleted. Okay, that's what I mean. Clear-cut callouts will win you a match. Saying I've been 3-bulleted is no way to win a match. Okay, so again, that's something you really need to get into your head, which kind of brings us to the end of this sort of, I don't know, tutorial, I guess. It was not really a serious video, it's kind of sort of filling a gap, and I did say I was going to do this video a couple of weeks ago. So, in case you were wondering, this is a gameplay, I can't remember what it's from. I think this is from either a scrim or an EGL match. Yes, it's an EGL match, I've just remembered now that I've said that. You can probably see at the bottom left, we were always chasing the game, and this is also where like this whole how to be a better teammate comes in, because of course, you know, we weren't arguing, we weren't doing anything. Well, we did argue in mid-match, and you can see the sort of deficit that we had to do. We were like, I think it was like 80, 90, maybe even 100 points down. But after, you know, we were losing, the in-game leaderness of me came out, and I sort of, you know, said, everyone, stop arguing. If you have a problem, we will discuss it later. For now, get in that hill and control it. Okay, I don't care if you're getting four-shotted. And yeah, so this kind of brings us to the end of it. I think we all four of us die here, and it's kind of like a four-man push, four-man rush for the hill. Hoorah! I would have actually uploaded this gameplay like straight, because unfortunately I don't do very well. But the audio was broke. I don't know why. You could hear me, but you couldn't hear the in-game noise or the my teammates' voices. So I decided to use it for this gameplay, just for this sort of video. You know, nothing really important. This gameplay is just sort of like background, I suppose. Probably gonna put some music in this. Obviously, if there is music, you'll have already known that, because I'm just watching this back as I recording this narration, trying to fill up the last 15 seconds. So that's everything from me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to press the like button and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. And yeah, that's everything from me. My name is Mr. Q12, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.